I have to quickly backtrack. You talked about therapy before, and your
Yeah.
therapist was quite extraordinary
Hmm.
in the sense that one of his cures was hand to hand combat.
Mm.
Um, can you tell us a little bit about how, like, talking of not wanting to do things,
No, like I said earlier,
when he suggested that?
I didn't want to be having therapy. All right. I had to go. I couldn't go to work. I couldn't go and sit in a radio studio mumbling to microphone. I was having these panic attacks. And if you've ever had one, you think you're going to die. You don't know what's going on. I didn't know what was going on. I wanted them removed. I remember going to tell them that first time. I just want them cut out. And just going, right, where are they on you? I think it just was like, this guy is unbelievable. Who is this guy? Is he for real? But he worked in a shed. And when I've told people this story, they're like, did you just exaggerate that? No, 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 I've still got my phone. He worked out of a shed at the bottom of his garden. It was a very nice shed, but it was 2 chairs in a shed. And so, and I would go every week and I'd go walk down the bottom of his garden and we'd be in the shed. He was a very different kind of therapist. I mean, once he asked me if I could lend him some money to cover the next couple of weeks up front. He was just great. I miss him. He was just what I needed.
Does he do Zoom? Does he do Zoom counseling?
Yeah. He should do live from his shed. And then I remember once he had a cut lip, and I said, "What's happened to you? Were you mugged?" He goes, "No, I was in a road rage incident." I went,
Brilliant.
Aren't you meant to be?" He goes, "Who said I'm meant to be above it all?" I never said that. Who said that? He was just, that David White quote gave you, you often meet the new form of you in the form of a stranger. This guy was the man in the shed. Anyway, so about 4 weeks in, I'm, still struggling with his panic attacks. He says, "Get up." And I'm like, "What?" He goes, "Get up, wrestle me, move me." And he was like in his 60s. Like, "Well, I'm going to push you through the shed wall." He goes, "Try it." So I go, oh, God. And then when, pushing a man in his shed, and I'm paying for this. I'm pushing him, and this old fucker, he won't move. And I'm now getting really embarrassed. He starts laughing and giggling, going, "Move me, move me." And I'm going, I'm trying. I think, and I'm starting to feel really bad about myself. Now, I know I'm having panic attacks. I can't shift a 60-something-year-old man, in his shed. And then we start grappling. He's really leaning against me, right? Like a boxer on the ropes. I'm leaning against him. And in the end, I managed to fling him into his chair. We fall over. And then he goes, I'm literally now on sort of the top of his chest, like UFC ground pound, and then goes screaming. I went, I'm not screaming. I'm not screaming. But yeah, when in another week he brought in a punch bag. And all I did an hour was hit that and then talked in between it. And I was like, what the fuck are we doing? Is this a hidden camera show? It's just, where are your certificates? I haven't seen any, by the way. So he's like, are you actually legit? Or did you just tell me you were a therapist? But yeah, he was great, Adam. He was exactly this kind of wild, slightly rock and roll out there therapist that, he really helped me.
And he cut your panic attacks out?
He didn't manage to cut them out.
All right.
I remember about 3 months in, he went, "Look, I'll cut to the chase. I'll save you a couple of months of therapy. Your problem is you need to make friends with the panic attacks." I was like, "No."
Yeah, right. Yeah.
He goes, no, you do. It's because you hate that part of yourself. When you don't, you'll be fine. And about 3 or 4 weeks later, I had that. I was like, he goes, you wouldn't, if your kids came up to you saying what you were saying to yourself, would you speak to them like that? I went, no. Why are you doing it to yourself then? Change that, you'll be fine. And actually, that is what helped and what I advise anybody. They'll go, "What did you do? What did you do?" And it's just that in a nutshell. You don't need to go and wrestle with a stranger in a shed.